Hello everyone. Just like to make a video before the end of 2019 ends and the start of 2020. I hope first of all everyone has a safe new year into 2020, and I just want to highlight some of the interesting things that happened in my life in 2019 after leaving the Jehovah's Witnesses last year. First of all, I'd just like to say that tomorrow or tonight's my last night in where I'm currently staying. I'll move house tomorrow, so it'll be good to start in a new location. The Jehovah's Witnesses from my local congregation helped me move into this house, so it'll be good to move to a location where they don't know where I've moved, because I faded last year, so I haven't had any contact virtually after I changed my phone number. So they won't know where I live, so I won't have to worry about some judicial committee appearance or some elders appearing on my doorstep. I also like to now mention some things that happened throughout the year. Well, first of all, I had counselling from both two psychologists, should I say, one non-psychologist, and one non-JW or ex-JW psychologist, and she did help to a degree, and I got some good advice off her. But also I did come in contact with an ex-JW originally from Boston, and he helped me with some points. I was currently having continuous sessions with him, but at the moment I think I'm having a break from just talking about the Watchtower organisation. It's frustrating, especially when it's only been just over a year since I've been out, and it's not easy when you kind of see a lot of people online that have left, and they seem to be, some of them, quite easily moving on with their life, whereas me, I find that I'm in a bit of a rut at the moment. I'll get to that point later, but I'll just mention some of the things now that's happened, other things throughout 2019. In June I went to Sydney for the XJW event, the documentary Lloyd Evans is making, with, of course, Mark, I think it's Redwood, and I met Paul Grundy and XJW Fifth, Cliff Henderson. That was a good event. I found it both, it's nice to meet different XJWs. It was a bit sad in a way because you left and you missed that companionship of being around a community environment, and it was a bit of a tough because you're going back home to yourself, where a lot of these people had married couples or people that have left the organisation together, and I'm single, and even though I've got family, siblings close by, they still have their life, so it's hard when you go days without talking to people sometimes, especially if you're extrovert like me. It can be real frustrating. So anyway, it's all learning and progressing from there and deprogramming. Next event I went to was, first of all, I tried to arrange a meet-up, and I had one XJW attend, so that was good, but it was a bit annoying in one way because you try and do things for people that left and no one kind of supports it to a degree, but I understand some people couldn't come for certain reasons. And then you've got people, maybe they just don't feel that we want to be connected to anything to do with the memories of the organisation, so that's understandable. But there's always opportunity to arrange more when others leave the organisation in the future and where I live. But now I'll go on to, another highlight of the year was in November when I went to the protest from the International Convention in Melbourne. That was great, meeting people from there, and we had good chats, and seeing what people went through was and how they were treated by family members that attended the convention that are still in the organisation. Shows you the cold-heartedness of these individuals. They claim to be love never fails, but it seems totally the opposite. It's all conditional. Also, it was good to learn from the ex-Mormon what the Mormons believe and what he went through, and also just to see, it's kind of confronting to see so many young ones still getting brainwashed, and also it was nice to see that some PMOs, physically and mentally out, were there, and they were happy to talk to us. So all I can say is all we got to do is continue to battle on. Everyone goes through their battles in life. It doesn't matter if you've left a high control religion or cult, as we refer to it. I mean, I still myself have a belief in God and some kind of entity out there. I don't believe in, everyone's got their different opinion, but that's sometimes where I don't like to get into a discussion with people that don't kind of on the same page that way. It's just best to talk about other things, but it's nice at the protest to see everyone getting along, and there's no judgments whether people have different interests in life, and I really think it's good to meet up with those people again and compare what you went through. I mean, sometimes it just seems like a blur when it was only 2 days I was there, and when you're single it's not easy because you miss that community environment when you were in the Jehovah's Witnesses. And I think for a lot of people that are shunned by their family, that's when they're kind of blackmailed or emotionally blackmailed in a way of coming back so they have connection with their family again, which is very cruel. But fortunately, none of my immediate family ever got baptised, only myself. So I really encourage people, if they're watching this for the first time, or even yourself, make a video if you're thinking of leaving the organisation, is that you don't need to fear elders coming after you. You don't owe them anything. And for those that maybe are cut off from your family, you can make lifelong good friends out there that are like your family. I mean, it's sad as it is, but you just have to face reality. You can't make them leave. If they want to believe that nonsense, what the governing body promotes, no one can force them. But there'll be plenty of open-minded people out there that will embrace you. And you'll come across, of course, your negative people as well, but you just avoid them. Don't allow them to stop you from progressing and learning. And also, probably like myself, you'll find that your videos are not as fluent or as, clear in a sense of kind of express yourself, because your mind's still deprogramming and under a lot of stress. Like me, it's still raw for me, especially when I continuously seeing people, in their romance and so forth. It gets annoying because you have nobody, and I don't have any good friends now I've left the organisation. So you're going day. I feel for those people in the same situation or worse that don't give up. Go and join some meetup group or event, or find some XJW group in your area, or connect somehow. You will meet people, and if you need treatment, go and see a therapist, because they will help you to have just try to maintain a positive attitude, and just think if some days that's too much, you don't need to go out. If you find it frustrating to go out amongst people, just stay at home. Don't feel guilty. And you don't owe the organisation anything. They've taken so much from us financially, emotionally, physically, and you owe them anything more. Pursue your goals and dreams. I mean, there's many things I pursuing. I've currently joined the local acting school, and I'm about end of January, I'll be taking another class. So it's a lot of fun, and a lot of those people there too have been through a lot in their lives. So it's good to be in a group of people that there's no judgment, everyone's having fun. So there's things to try and put your mind off what you went through in the organisation. Of course, we're all going to have the mental scars there from what they've done to us. Maybe we see a witness stealing at the shopping centre like I have, and it triggers something and you just want to go the other way, even though that individual might have been a nice witness, like a lot of them are, stuck in the organisation. But it is sad. I still have family members cousins and aunts that fully believe it all, and I feel for them, but I think they have to realise for themselves, find out. We can kind of give them a bit of information while we left, but sometimes they have to be ready or need to leave. We can't force them to believe or do their own research. Some people that are older just don't want to know. It's just too much for them to leave. But as hard as it may sound, there's still plenty of people, loving people outside the organisation that do care. And like I said, there's still Christians out there. If you still believe in God, you don't have to attend another church, but you can also still believe in God. I just still do. I just don't think he's the way the Watchtower portrays him to be. Like I mentioned in my first original video, I don't agree with atheism. I think that's just another group of people, community that come up with their own personal ideas. And it's the same with science. I don't fully believe everything's science. They're just another group of men with their own ideas. What would they know? Only what they've studied and observed, that's all. And we only live a certain life for forever how long we live. But we don't know. If there's something else, there is something else. We'll only know once we die, won't we? But I still like to keep an open mind, because if you think too about future, about getting old and dying, it can be depressing. So you have to remain positive. I try and think of it as being free from this religion's we've accomplished a lot, because we've woken up to the nonsense, and one thing I can advise you, the last thing is, if your instinct is telling you something's not right, do your research, because a lot of the information on the internet, there's false information, there's true information, and a lot of the true information is backed up by facts, and there's a number of reliable resources that you can find that support the truth about the truth, that the organisation is corrupt, run by men, and in no way is God supporting this organisation. It's all about money. And if you've ever been to Quick Builds, like I have, it's all about using volunteers. And all these other churches in the world have supported people during times of crisis, like natural disasters and so forth. But Jehovah's Witnesses, they just support their own people occasionally and only think of themselves. They don't care about everyone else. Everyone else is doomed to die because they're not in their religion. Now that's toxic. So, if there's, like I said, we are still intelligent creatures as humans, and we can work out non-bullshit for ourselves. So anyway, I'm going to finish this video up. I hope everyone has a happy new year. Stay safe and plans for the future. And I'm in Western Australia, just south of Perth, on the edge of Perth. So if you're in the vicinity, whoever visiting, I'm on the main XJW Facebook groups for Australia. So you're welcome to contact me if you're ever in the area, or you're thinking of leaving and need help in Western Australia. I'm happy to offer some advice as I can, because as I said, I've met a lot of the XJW activists now, and we're all going through our battles, but we all still care. Just like when we're organisation, how it talked about caring, we genuinely care for people. And that's why we make these videos. It's not to draw attention to ourselves, to promote hatred or anything like that. It's just to show that we're unconditional love, and that there's many different resources and help you can get. You're not alone. Anyway, I'd like to leave this. Thanks for watching, and take care. Bye.